Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Chainsaw Man, episode 10. And once again, I would say it's a very good, very good episode, once again. Now, it wasn't as crazy as the previous two was, though, but still, excuse me, still a very good 10 out of 10 once again episode. Picking up like how, and next up, picking up after, Aki this time, no, he's in the hospital, and funny, I think sometimes I feel bad for Aki though. I mean, right off the bat, he's in the hospital bed, right? And then when he wakes up, he has to hear these two dummies, Denji and Power, arguing with each other. It's like over apples, because Power wants one. He's like, no, give me an apple, you know. They're both just bickering and arguing, you know. Of course, Aki's like he's in the hospital bed and he has to deal with these two again. But then Aki Denji does leave him one apple, but yeah, he takes the whole basket with him. and then he was supposed to light another cigarette of his, but then he's reminded about with Himeno, you know. So and then all of a sudden he breaks down, he starts crying. He starts to break down and cry, and Denji's outside the door, and you see him cry, you know, and which I feel bad. I just feel bad for the guy, you know. You know, he lost a good teammate of him, and especially a teammate who liked Aki. And then you get this really I would kind of say dramatic moment with Denji, because he thinks to himself, because, you know, think about basically has he lost his humanity because he's more a devil than a human now. So has he lost up of him being human? Has he lost his human heart? Is he saying? Excuse me, clear my throat here. Has he lost his human heart? Because he has not yet shed one tear. He hasn't. Like, he thinks to himself, if Aki dies, would he cry? Probably not, though, right? Like, if Power dies, he said, definitely not. Or what happens if Makima dies? He says he'll give him 3 days, and then he'll be over, though, but first, I first understand, because since Denji didn't have God damn, excuse me, I just something in my throat here. He didn't have a good life either to start with, so he had no idea all the stuff, most of these feelings he has, you know. So, but yeah, but if Aki died, he'll feel bad, but he wouldn't cry though. He said he wouldn't really miss Power, or he'll give it 3 days like over like Makima's though. But I do like the whole self thing. That's how has he lost his own humanity, you know, because, you know, he never once cried or anything. So yeah, he was sad when he lost his little chainsaw devil Puchida. So he was sad about that though, but he overall didn't cry. So you get this nice little dramatic moment with Denji, and then then back with Aki to those the same two people, the public safety officers that were with Makima the previous episode, right? They come in and ask Aki and saying, "How are you done?" You know, asking if he's done or is he not. And especially when they try to make him something of his own cone, like the curse thing he has, because he was talking to because earlier Kaka was talking to like his cone, right, with the sword, right? And he's asking how much longer does he have to live, because he only has 2 more years left, because every time he uses it, he gives up his own lifespan. So he was like, with this, he only has 2 years left of his own life. and with those two officers, you know, saying that, you know, maybe you should make a contract with a better devil to make you stronger and all stuff. But and Aki, you know, first deciding which one he just want to do, because, you know, because after he has nothing to lose. He lost his teammate, he lost his whole family, his house, everything. So what else does he have to lose anyway? And then after they leave, then a lady comes and walks, and he has that like shock expression on his face. But it cuts away though. But we jump back to it when he has a flashback walking those two officers again, saying that turns out that was actually Himeno's sister. So Himeno had a sister. So her sister comes in and gives him Aki all these letters that she wrote. Like one saying like how's dad doing, or one point convincing how am I going to convince Aki to leave, wanting him to quit. So so all the letters that Himo wrote, about to her sister, which you don't see we don't see her face though. You don't see her face, but judging from the expressed look that the shocked look Aki had, I had to assume that Himeno's sister looks exactly like her. Maybe an identical twin, maybe though. But you don't see her face though. But I assume that she looks exactly like her sister. Otherwise, why we have that? He would have had that exact shock look on his face when she walked in. So she had to be like she had to become had like an identical twin that Himeno had. So and then we see with Aki talk with on this underground place with those two officers we saw previously, and this very secure facility where they have all these devils they caught, right? And they want him to set up a new contract with this, I guess we don't see it, but future devil, you say. And they said that two of the people who made contract with this devil, like one lost both their eyes, and the other one lost like half their life. So he goes in there. They lock the door behind, and we see that this one eye. Sorry, my hand got caught in the glasses. But we see that this one eye, and that's when the episode ends. Before we get to this short but not nice end credits, with a song too. But the best part, I would say that not all that though, but now getting back with Denji and Power, like a hilarious but brutal fights. Well, that's not fights, but training, you'd say, with Denji and Power, because Makima takes him to the graveyard, and we meet with this one guy, which I think we saw earlier when Himeno was at the graveyard, like giving flowers like to her last previous partner. We saw a guy, tall guy, dirty blonde hair, with like a scar, like going like this, kind of like a Joker's scar, And he drinks, so he's there, and Makima leaves those two to him, and and he's asking he's asking these two questions, like whose side are you on, humans or devils? And Denji responds, well, whichever one feeds me the most. Power goes, well, whichever one is winning. And the questions like he basically the answers he got right. The answers he receives are right, because each of these two are perfect, right? So they're going to do some training right now. And this guy, it was Kishibe, mispronounced his name, but I'll get it right. But he has this thing about he goes and grabs these two like so, and goes and just breaks their freaking necks. It's like, and they're both like, ah! Goes and breaks our necks, and he has this crazy line is like, oh, I was just too strong because I always had broken toys. And I was too strong, so because I always had these broken toys. I always want to get a toy that's not broken. And so you get this really brutal training, like right off the bat, try to take him down, strike him down, right? And they both attack, and then just like all of a sudden the guy just goes and slices into Denji, then into Power, and they just kind of die, but then they get revived because like Ki was carrying like a big packet of blood. That's how they revive, and And then as afterwards, it's just like Denji. He's just like when it's nighttime, he's like ah. And then Power just goes and beats him senseless just to knock like his all of his six senses back into him. And the guy is already left because it's nighttime because they just both just like die, like Denji's asking how did he die, and he's like how much did he die? He's like he died like 20 times, and she was unconscious, so she lost count. So they kept on getting bring it back, and just continue the trend, but they never beat him. So now they're just both walking back alone on this lone highway. So they try to like play smart right this time because he drinks right, so maybe his brain will be rotten right. So the next day, when the guy comes over to their house, or Aki's apartment, you could say, because they're living with in his place. So if they put up freaking glasses because because it shows how smart they are now, right? And which they kind of did improvement over the first from the yesterday, right? Like they had this bottles of blood right set from right above them. Denji's right for a sneak attack, and then Power sends like this blood spear, so right to the front door. But the guy quickly dodges it, and he dodges the ones that are coming up from above. And Denji tries to get the sneak attack, but no good. And you can say, okay, the guy says it's a nice planned attack though, but not good enough still. And Power, she almost passed out because she used up like all of her blood, and Denji, you think he's gonna get, as soon as he almost gets back up, the guy goes and throws a knife right into his head. And he says, well, come back next time. So yeah, the guy, their training is brutal. Like they're just dying like, he said 20 times, like over 20 times now, being brought back until they finally defeat him. So, and they see like these are the right guys for the job. So, and this is more with Makima's her twisted agenda, right? You can say. But yeah, episode 10, it was another really great episode. Like the whole Denji and Power training is just brutal as hell. Just getting stabbed, killed, sliced, whatever, getting brought back until the next day for the next day of training. And the whole thing with Aki, I just felt so bad for, is losing Himeno, and then upon seeing her sister and all the letters she gave, and now trying to make a new contract with this devil, because the guy, what else has he got to lose, right? I think at the last little moment, like I said, mentioned with Denji, where he thinks to himself, like, has he lost his own humanity, his own human heart, right? I guess why he hasn't been so sad and shed a tear, really. Well, let's say he was sad when he lost his pet devil, Pochita, right? And then he was also mentioning, because he mentioned that Himeno was like the first friend he made. So yeah, it was a nice little moment that he had with himself. He's lost his human heart or his humanity, So it was a nice moment with him. But yeah, episode 10 was another really episode. Like especially when we put it with Denji and Power, it's like, you can say like not the Three Stooges, but it's like the Two Stooges, right? Two dummies, because they are idiots though. But they try their best. They try their best though. But with this guy here who's stronger than both of them, who keeps them slicing, cutting up, or whatever, keep them bringing them back, right? For an old man like him, he says. This is the whole angle, like, I was too strong when I had broken toys, so I like to have a new toy that's not broken. So yeah, and it's like more a part of Makima's her twisted agenda, right? And the whole thing I want to see this new devil that Aki makes a contract with. So, but I'll have to wait and see on the next episode. So, yeah, but episode 10 of Chainsaw Man, like I said, this show is a no holds barred. It holds nothing back on anything. So, once again, thumbs up for this episode and for the show itself. So, but yeah, episode 10, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode review. That is a reincarnated as a sword, which I think is sadly the last episode. I think. Yeah, because remember it was episode 11. Now it's the episode 12, the finale. It's finale. It's 12 episodes. So yeah, the finale of reincarnated as a sword. But we'll get to that in the next video. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned and see you on the next video. Later.